Chris here with the Barn Nerd Outdoors. I'm just packing up from camping, and it's hot. It was hot. I think the temperature got down to maybe 80 last night. It's already pushing a little over 90, and I'm in my Gazelle T4 tent. I'm actually slowly working on packing things up, but I wanted to talk about this. This is another one of those camping fans, right? And you can look at this. This thing's oscillating right now back and forth, and this thing was a game changer last night. It was so hot. I got this set up on a little table. I angled this thing down a little bit and just set it to oscillate, and it went back and forth between my wife and myself, keeping us nice and cool, and the little dog as well while he was in here. So I just wanted to show that this is kind of how I had it configured in my tent, and then I'm going to take it home where it's cool and kind of go over all the features and specs of this thing, because I'm actually really impressed with this. I mean, this is definitely a glamping fan. I mean, seriously, it even comes with a remote. I mean, how crazy is that? Which was awesome, because my head was over there, so I had the remote up there and I could adjust the fan if I needed to. So let me get the rest of this stuff packed up before it gets any hotter, because it's way too hot out. And I'm going to take this fan home, and I'll finish this video inside my house where it's nice and cool, where I can go over all the features of this really awesome camping fan. That was a hot weekend to go camping, but I'm back home and I'm cleaned up, and I want to talk about the features on this thing, because this is really impressive, and it was really a game changer when it came to sleeping at night. So let's take a look at this. This is the Ogery camping fan. It's the F11, and it does a little of everything. So this is more than just a camping fan. It's also a light, and it's got a 20,000 milliamp hour battery. That is huge. Now you can tell. Look at the size of the base on this thing, but it's not only a fan, it's not only a light, it's also a power station, which is what I really like about this. And this has got some features that I don't think you can beat. I've never seen one that has all the features this has. So let's start by taking a look at it. Take a look at the front of this thing and look at some of the controls that are on this, right? We've got a little button here, and this is for nighttime mode. We're gonna come back around to that. This controls the light, and I can turn that on, and it has 3 settings on the light. Starts with low, goes to medium and high. This is the main control knob for the fan. When you turn this thing, the fan will kick on, and you can see this is after my my camping evening. I'm at 75% battery left in this thing. It's got 4 bars for that. It also then has a little bar section for the speed of the fan, and it is truly variable. So you can really crank this thing up all the way up to high. And then when you get to the top, I don't know if you can hear it, it'll beep. And when you turn it down, it beeps as well to let you know that it's off. Over here, you've got 2 more buttons. This one is for the oscillation, and this is for the sleep timer. I mean, that is great. So if I got the fan on here, and I know that I want it to turn off in 2 hours, I can set it to turn off in 2 hours and save the battery life, which is great. And then for the oscillation here, just kind of show you this. You turn it on, and one thing I've noticed with this, right now I've got it turned on, and there's 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, and 120. When you first turn it on, it does the full 120 to kind of center itself, so it knows what the range is. And once it's done that full 120, it'll come back, and you'll see that it'll only do the 30 degrees, which is really cool. I mean, that is really impressive. And like I said, when I was camping, this made a huge difference for keeping me and my wife and my dog cool. So the oscillation is just a game changer for something like this. I think that is an absolutely amazing feature. Let's take a look at some of the other things, because wait, there's more. There's always more with something like this, right? So it's got a handle on the top that can fold down or can pop up so you can hang it. But also on the bottom of it, it also has a hook that will flip out, and you can hang this thing. Now, it's a pretty heavy fan, right? 20,000 milliamp hour battery that makes it pretty heavy. And I will put I'll put the specs up on the screen so you can kind of see what the weight of this thing is. And if we look at the back, you'll notice it has USB-A that you can use for charging devices, and it has USB-C, and it's USB-C quick charging, 20 watts. So this thing will charge at 20 watts to charge itself up. And then you also notice here on the back there's this little slot, and what goes in there is the remote. Yeah, it comes with a remote, and it is an infrared remote, so you need to make sure you've got direct line of sight to the fan. But it's got this little pocket here on it. You can just drop it in to store it. Now, it doesn't secure in there in any way, so it is something you need to remember. If you push it button in, I think it's a little more secure, but you got to remember that. It can just pop out when you have it in there, right? So keep an eye on it. You don't want to lose it. But the remote is really nice. It's got full control here, right? You got control on the lights, you've got control on the fan, you've got control on the sleep timer, you have the nighttime button, which I said we're going to get back to, and we're going to do that next. And then also control over the oscillation. And then, of course, a big button in the middle to press to turn it off. It's really easy to use, especially in the dark. I did not have any problem grabbing this, being able to feel around, know what buttons do what, and control the fan. So let's go ahead and turn the fan on. Now you'll notice here on the fan, like many electronics, right, it's got a display with blue lights on it for any of the operating modes. If I turn on the oscillation and also turn on the sleep timer, everything has a blue light on it. The blue light can be really annoying when you're camping and you're trying to sleep, especially when you have this across the tent, right, where you can kind of see it. If you push the little button here that has the moon and a couple stars, you push that and it turns all those lights off, right? So the lights are now off. You don't have to worry about this thing, you know, shining light in your tent when you're trying to sleep. Now when you adjust the fan or anything, you'll see that the lights came back on, but then the lights will turn off automatically here. Perfect. Isn't that great? That is so awesome. So I'm really impressed with this thing. It's got so many features on it. I mean, it's a great glamping fan. Now, no matter how great it is, there are a few things that I want to mention that I think could probably be fixed. So one thing I mentioned is the remote, right? When you set it in there, it's kind of loose in there. It would be really easy to lose this thing. And what I'm probably going to do is put a little Velcro or something in here, something that will just keep it more secure so it doesn't fall out when I throw this in the back of the car. Speaking of throwing it in the back of the car, this is your main power button right here, this little rotating knob here, right? And what I noticed when I went to load this up in the car for the camp out, I bumped that knob. And when you bump the knob, the fan turns on. Now, luckily, you can hear that little beep, so I knew to go back and make sure that I turned it off. And even knowing that, when I put it in the car to pack up, I thought I was being extra careful. I bumped that knob, and the fan kicked on. So, and I caught that again and turned it off. But there's no master on-off switch to kind of lock it in the off position. Just this knob or the remote will turn it on or off. And with the knob kind of sticking out like it does, it can kind of cause an issue. So then the other thing is about the oscillation. I've had this happen twice, and I mentioned how it'll do the full 120 degrees to kind of calibrate where it's at, and I think that's kind of where the problem is. So what I've had happen is after a few hours, sometimes it'll just stop doing the full oscillation. It'll still do part of it, but it's like it gets stuck or it gets confused on where it is oscillating back and forth. And like I said, this just might be my unit. I don't know. If anybody else has one of these and they've experienced that, please let me know. It's a really nice camping fan. I would actually say it's more of a glamping fan. Plus, hot days, right? Emergency preparedness, right? You need something and the power's out. This is a great fan because it runs a long, long time. I'm really impressed with it. I think it's a great product. I'm very happy that Ogery went ahead and sent this to me. When they reached out, I had already gotten some other fans from some other companies and I was trying those out. And I was really impressed with those. And when I saw the features on this thing, I thought, oh yeah, I gotta get this and I gotta try this out. Because summertime camping is just miserable here where I'm in the Midwest. And having a fan, especially a fan like this, makes all the difference in the world. So if you have any questions about the Ogery camping fan, remember to put that down in the comments below. Remember to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. You're gonna see this a lot more when I'm out camping. Thanks everybody for watching.